Happy Sunday, everybody. This is Mike Lodge. So, as you know, every Sunday I cook something good. Last week it was pasta with really good beef sauce. This week I'm doing two dishes. I'm doing egg au gratin and a really good moist meatloaf. Stay with me. I'll be back. So we're starting off with boiling 4 eggs. And we'll do that for 9 minutes and then we'll take them out because we don't want them to get to that green point. We want it to be bright yellow is what we want it to be. So 9 minutes starting right now. Okay, so the boiled eggs are done. Now we're going to take the egg, put it in our slicer, which I love my slicer. We're going to slice it. Slice. See the color of the eggs? That's the color that they should be. That's it. Okay. Then I'm going to show you that after I've cut everything, then I'm going to show you how I layer it. I'll be right back. Now I have layered my bowl. So my bowl is layered with all of the boiled eggs that I had just done. Now it looks a little not done, but it's going to be done because we're going to put this in the oven and it will be done. So then what we're going to do is we are going to take some corn and spread the corn out on it. Okay, we just spread it out, make it good. Okay. Then we're going to take some mozzarella cheese. As soon as I get the mozzarella open here. So the dogs know I'm cooking, so they're coming in. And we're going to spread it over. Okay. Spread that out just a little bit. Spread it out. Take some salt, just a little bit of salt. Okay. And we're going to take some shredded turkey. You can use ham if you want. Ham is good. And you just spread it out over that. Looks good, huh? It's really nice. Okay, then I'll get some pepper. I'll be right back. So everything is layered, the cheese and the corn and the eggs, pepper, everything is in there, salt. Now we have to make the roux, which is the sauce that goes into it. So let's do that right now. Okay, so we've put our butter in there. Get it all melted down. Let it get melted. Once it gets melted down, then we're going to put some flour in there, some salt and pepper, and we're going to begin making our roux, our sauce, with some cream and milk also. And then this will be the sauce that goes into the casserole, or the au gratin as they call it. Turn it down just a little bit because I don't want it too high. Okay, that's good. You know what makes things so good? Butter. I say that every time I cook, but I tell you, butter makes it so good. So now we're going to put in some flour. Just slowly mix it in there, right? Beating it around. Start making it thick. We'll thicken it up a little bit more. I'm making a mess with this flour, but I can't help it. What can you do? See how it's thickening up? Looks good, doesn't it? I am the worst cameraman when I'm cooking. You add this in slowly because you don't want it to become lumpy. You hate lumpy stuff, right? See how nice that is? Doesn't that look nice? Beautiful. Now we're going to take some milk. We'll put like a cup in there. That looks like a cup to me. And we'll move it all around. Maybe a little bit more, sorry. Okay. Keep stirring as much as you possibly can. Put some salt in. I don't use that much salt in my food. Just one of those things that I don't do. Now I'm gonna have to turn this off because I have to do the pepper. I have to do the pepper with 2 hands. I'll be back. Okay, so I also put some heavy cream in. Just a little bit, just to make it rich and thicken it up. And then we're gonna let this come to a boil. We'll let this come to a boil here. Turn it up just a little bit more. Let it boil. And then we're gonna put some sliced mushrooms in it, and that will add some more flavor to it. I'll be back. Now you notice how thick it has become. I've put the chunks of mushrooms in there, and now, we are going to take this and we are going to pour it over here. I'll be back. You see it's all in there. Now we're going to take and just put some Parmesan cheese over the top of it. Okay. Just a little bit. Okay, there we go. And now we're going to stick it in the oven for about 45 minutes. So there you go. It's in the small oven. I only need it in there for a few minutes because most of it's pretty much all cooked because of the cream that we put on, because it was nice and hot. But pretty soon that will turn very nice and brown on top because of the crusty Parmesan. We'll eat it just a little bit, but now on to the meatloaf. Okay, so you know that meatloaf takes bread, but most people put a dry bread in there, but we're not going to do that. We're going to moisten it up. And remember the milk that we had last time in our last recipe? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to pour it in here. We're going to pour it in here, okay? And I'm going to take the cream also, because I still have cream left over. And we'll pour it in there, okay? And then we're going to take the bread and we're going to soak it up. We want it all nice and rich. So we'll just leave it there for a while so it gets all soaked up. And we'll move on to the meat. As you can see, the bread is soaking up all of the milk, all the moisture. Okay, that is really going to play a big part in this. I've chopped up the pepper, I've chopped up the onion, I have the 4 eggs that will go into it. I've got my Worcester sauce, so that's ready to go in. I've got my pepper. So now I'm going to start putting it in to the meat. I'll be right back. Remember the egg au gratin we were making? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is absolutely beautiful. And the smell, oh my gosh, it smells wonderful, great. I can hardly wait to have this for dinner. Okay, on with the meatloaf. So everything is now in there. The onions, the bell peppers, the eggs, the garlic, the Worcester sauce. And now I'm going to break this up and put it in there also. And this is what's going to give it the moisture that we want. I'll be right back. As you can see, everything is mixed in. Now when you do the bread, when you take it out of the milk, squeeze it. Squeeze out as much moisture as you can, but squeeze it back there and then put it into your meat. But that's what keeps the moisture in. So remember, when you cut the bread, soak it, then squeeze it and tear it into bits and put it back into the meat. It's good stuff, I'm telling you. Taking the bowler knife, buttered it up so we have butter on the bottom, and then we're going to take the meat and place it in there. And then we have one last step, and that is making a sauce that goes on top of the meatloaf. Okay, I'll be right back. So there it is, it's in there now. The smell of it is so good, I wish I could eat it now, but I hate raw meat. So anyway, here we go. Now we're going to make the sauce, and I'll show you how to make the sauce, okay? Okay, so now we're going to make the sauce. Okay, so I've got some ketchup here, really good ketchup. We are going to pour the ketchup in. Pour it in. There you go. Ooh. Come on, baby. Get out there. Ketchup. Okay, well that's going to do it for right now. Then we're going to take some Worcestershire sauce, just a little bit. And we're going to put some Worcestershire sauce in. Okay, just a little bit. Then, just to give it just a little bit of saltiness, we are going to take some soy sauce. And we're going to put that, not too much, just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then we are going to take some brown sugar, just a teaspoon of brown sugar, okay? And we're going to put that in, okay? And then we're going to begin mixing it all up. Mix it. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to put it on the stove for just a minute or two. Okay. Just to warm it up. It smells good. Just to warm it up, just a little bit. Looks nice and dark. Okay, now we're gonna pour it on. I'll be right back. So we have it ready to go in. It's all glazed. Looks good, doesn't it? And then we put it in at, how much do we put it in? 375 degrees for about 45 minutes. We'll check it. I'll be back when it's done. Let's get to eating here. So here we go. They're both done and they smell good, they look good, and now it's time to eat.